Now let's look at Math Lesson 97, which is about ratios. And a ratio is simply a way of describing a relationship between two numbers. They give an example of there are 12 dogs and 18 cats in a kennel. So then the ratio of dogs to cats is 12 to 18. We often write ratios as fractions. And the terms have to be in a specific order. You notice that the dogs was the first one mentioned, 12 dogs to 18 cats. So that would be your numerator, and then the 18 cats would be the denominator. So it would be a ratio of 12 to 18, or 12/18. Now because that's the fraction, we can reduce it, and we could divide both the 12 and the 16, as you can see in your book, by 6. And we reduce that to 2/3 because the ratio is still the same. The ratio of dogs to cats is 2 to 3. So that's how ratios work, just like fractions. Look on the next page with me, 505, and they give an example of 12 oranges and 16 apples in a basket. What was the ratio of apples to oranges? Now they mention apples first, so that number would be your numerator. First we place them in the correct order. We're asked the ratio of apples to oranges. And so it would be in order from top to bottom. So apples would be on the top, oranges would be on the bottom. Apples to oranges, so it'd be 16 to 12. Now, unlike fractions, we do not reduce improper fractions to mixed numbers because we want it to stay as just a fraction. So we would leave 16 twelfths. We could reduce it to 4/3, but we're not going to reduce it to 1 1/3. We're going to leave it as small as we can get it as an improper fraction, but not as a mixed number. Okay, so now let's look at your your workbook page together, and we'll do the practice set. Now let's do our practice set together. The first one says there were 20 prairie dogs and 30 jackrabbits in Henry's backyard. Wow, that was a lot. Let's look at A together. What was the ratio of jackrabbits to prairie dogs? Now, jackrabbits is mentioned first, so we're going to put the 30 on top and the 20 on the bottom. 30 is our numerator, 20 is our denominator. Now, we can reduce that. I'm sure you can do that in your head by 10. 3/2. Now we're not going to reduce that to a mixed number. We're going to leave it the way it is. And the ratio of jackrabbits to prairie dogs is 3:2. That would be your answer. Then they say in B, well, now they're using the same situation. They're saying, what is the ratio of prairie dogs to jackrabbits? So prairie dogs was 20, so that's going to be our numerator. And jackrabbits was 30, so now that's our denominator because it's prairie dogs to jackrabbits. Again, we would divide by 10, and our ratio this time would be 2 to 3. So the ratio of jackrabbits to prairie dogs is 3:2, but the ratio of prairie dogs to jackrabbits is 2 to 3, depending on which one is mentioned first. Next, they say there were 8 red socks and 10 blue socks in George's drawer. All right, let's look at C. What is the ratio of red socks to blue socks? Well, there were 8 red ones and 10 blue ones, and red is mentioned first, so that's going to be our numerator. And blue were 10, and that's going to be our denominator. Let's reduce that. Okay, the ratio of red socks to blue socks is 4:5. Then they say, well, what was the ratio of blue socks to red socks? Well, there were 10 blue socks, and that's mentioned first, so 10 will be on top, 8 will be on the bottom. When we reduce it, we're going to get this time 5/4. 4. So we're not going to make that a mixed number. We're going to leave it the way it is. So the ratio of red to blue is 4 to 5. The ratio of blue socks to red is 5 to 4. So that's how we do ratios. They're kind of fun. All right, go ahead and now you can do the the mixed practice with the odd numbers. Thank you.